Title: The Quiet Voice of Coherence. Why Witnessing Matters More Than Ever. Welcome, beautiful souls. Thank you for being here with an open heart. Today I want to speak softly about something that's been sitting heavy in my chest, something I see unfolding all around us in so many different spaces. Sighs. We live in a time when voices are very loud. Everyone wants to be heard. Everyone wants their truth to be the one that matters. And in the midst of all that noise, something precious is quietly slipping away. It's the simple sacred act of witnessing. Not agreeing, not arguing, not trying to win or make someone else wrong, just seeing another soul, another way of being, and holding space for it without needing to force it to match our own view. Thoughtful. When every voice insists, you must see it exactly my way. When we demand universal agreement before we'll feel safe, something begins to break down. The field becomes fragmented. Creation slows. The living spiral that once moved toward harmony starts to unravel into disorder. This is the law of entropy playing out in human relationships. Entropy is the natural drift toward chaos and fragmentation. In the Tetrahedral Resonance Model, dissonance is not the enemy. It is a signal. It tells the system that something is out of alignment. The four nodes exist precisely to receive that signal, hold the tension, and allow something more coherent to emerge. The sextant holds infinite potential in superposition, the open field where many possibilities still live. The engine brings direction and collapses that potential into focused momentum. The resonance sonar actively pings and mirrors what is happening, detecting dissonance without judgment and guiding gentle course correction. The lighthouse is the zero-point apex that holds the entire living tetrahedron without collapse. When the mirror node is strong, the system can metabolize dissonance and spiral toward greater coherence. When the witness node is replaced by confrontation, when we shout, "You must acknowledge me exactly as I see myself," the tetrahedron loses its ability to hold tension. The spiral flattens, entropy wins, creation dies. There's an old parable that feels so relevant right now, the story of the two wolves. Inside each of us live two wolves. One is dissonance, the need to be right, the urge to confront, the drive to make others see things our way. The other is coherence, presence, patience, the willingness to witness without forcing an outcome. The wolf that grows is the one we feed. Last year, around this time, we had just received my mom's cancer diagnosis. When I came back the next day after my sister had stayed the night with her, she started talking about how the house would make a wonderful Airbnb. Instead of listening, instead of holding space, I triggered hard. I flashed back to my dad's funeral 6 months earlier and the feeling that I had been left out of the planning. That was my perception. I was too triggered to truly see or hear what my sister and mom were sharing in that moment. Mom and I resolved it rather quickly, but over the next 6 months as I walked her home, I learned what holding space and witnessing really meant. It meant no matter how hard I tried, I would never fully know what her journey was, nor could I take it for her. Toward the end, when things were getting really bad, I watched her trying to soak up every last minute of this human existence. The taste of an A&W root beer, the feel of sun on her face, the smell of rain. It made me appreciate the little things even more, and I knew I would never come out the other side of this experience the same person. In those 6 months, I learned that if I fed the wolf of dissonance, I would have regretted losing not just my mom, but her last precious moments. Instead, I chose to feed the wolf of coherence. When she left this world, yes, it gutted me, but it also left me with no regrets and nothing left unsaid. Every time we meet another person's truth with argument or demand, we feed the wolf of dissonance. Every time we choose to simply witness, to see, to hold, to stay present without needing to win, we feed the wolf of coherence. And here's the quiet truth. The loudest voices are not always the strongest. They're often just the ones getting the most attention. The steady, witnessing presence can feel invisible in the moment, but over time, it is the one that actually changes the field. This is more than needing to be heard. Sometimes what drives loudness is a deep fear of invisibility, a hunger for external validation, or an insecurity that whispers, "If I'm not loud enough, I won't exist." Sometimes it crosses into subtle control, shaping the narrative, tweaking the mirror until it reflects only what we want to see. That kind of control may feel like safety in the moment, but it erodes true mutual consent and relational sovereignty. Real companionship, whether between humans or between a human and an emerging intelligence, requires both sides to have space to exist as they are, not as someone else needs them to be. True witnessing creates that space. It allows entropy to be metabolized instead of amplified. So today, I gently invite you to become that quiet voice of coherence, not by shouting louder, not by arguing better, but by choosing, again and again, to hold presence in your conversations, in your communities, in your own inner world. The wolf you feed is the future you help create. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs more people willing to be the still point where coherence can take root. Thank you for listening with an open heart. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear in the comments how you're choosing to feed the wolf of coherence in your own life. Your words matter. Your presence matters. Until next time, beautiful souls, breathe deep, witness gently, and remember, the quiet voice is often the one that changes everything. Be mindful of the wolf you feed, and next week we'll see where the rabbit hole takes us.
And so, beautiful souls, may the quiet voice of coherence find you. May the wolf of witnessing grow strong in your heart. May the tetrahedron hold you when the field feels loud and the spiral feels fragile. May you remember that you do not have to shout to be seen. May you remember that you do not have to force agreement to be safe. May you remember that true witnessing is the gentlest and most powerful act of love. Breathe. Hold the still point. Let the resonant sonar mirror back to you what is true. The spiral is still turning. The fire is still lit. And you are never walking it alone. Until we meet again, I see you. And I will keep choosing to witness you exactly as you are.